Well, hello and welcome back to Gmodism. We are back into From the Depth, and we are continuing to build on our honored captain, Scoobyrocks' ship. Gmodism. So, here we can see the thing. I think we saw this last time. We've added some missiles, we've added some... now I spawned this on the wrong faction, that's why it looked weird. Wait a second. Yeah, there we go. It was spawned on Twin Guard, so it looked strange. In any case, our captain, our most honored captain, is of course a commissioned officer in the army of Gmodism, and if you also want to support the channel and get something back for it, well, check the links in the description, or gmodism.com/support. So what have we done here? We have our vertical launching missiles, we have anti-missile missiles, we have LAMs, we have the three main guns here, we have an anti-missile turret going on there, we have our auxiliary lead brass cannons there, our flak AA cannon, a double setup of mortars, we have the AoG dome fast firing turret, and we have the 67mm Vigoletta marksman shooting the 65mm shell, which is the same size shell that our water bottles should be. Yeah, we did that as a kind of joke. You can buy a water bottle from the Gmodism store that kind of looks like a round. Isn't that pretty funny? Check it out. In any ways, what are we going to do here? We're going to check on the next step. You can see here that I didn't want this to be too top heavy, and this is obviously a one-sider as I showed you before. If we strip off this armor here, you can see that we have some pretty thick armor to the right, or to the starboard of the ship. And that's because it's a one-sider and we don't want to make it heavier than it has to be, so we have heavy armor on this side of the turret, but we have like light alloy on this side. Makes sense. On the next little iteration we have added some decoys in the front of the... not decoys, decorations on the front of these cannon muzzles to make them look a little bit cooler. And we have started to work on another deck, because I want this to be decently tall. I want it to have a tall superstructure to stick some lamps on, some auxiliary turrets, and of course a little cockpit. No, it's not a cockpit on the ship, it's it's not flight deck either. What is it called? Command deck or something like that. So we're gonna have some command decks, yeah, on top and stuff like that. And yeah, and that's what's been added, I think, here. Yes, it's starting to take shape. We're starting to see where we're going with this thing. And as Captain Scoobyrocks said that our captain wants some help with beating the Stronghold in an efficient and reliable way. The Stronghold has some from the Onyx Watch. They have some really crazy torpedoes. They're really scary. So we added an entire line of medium torpedoes going on here. These are anti-torpedo diff guns, so they will shoot down torpedoes at kind of close range and deal a lot of damage. And they are doing a good job at helping to take out these torpedoes. We got some systems here helping to keep the roll straight. And we have a little pack of small anti-torpedo torpedoes going on down here too. And this is actually our amphibious anti-missile or anti-torpedo system. So we're adding a row here to aid with shooting down the torpedoes, as well as aiding with shooting down well, large missiles and stuff like that. So our LAM system is, I don't know if it's working at all yet. If we dive down here, we can see that, yeah, we have our LAM system set up. Some of it is connected up, so that's cool. Yeah, you know, I think we can actually... it's 600,000 material. We're like closing in on the end cost of this thing. So I think we should spawn in the Stronghold just so that you can see if we can get rid of the torpedoes yet. And there we go. We're probably gonna get so wrecked by this first barrage. I don't think our LAM system will be able to take it out very much. Oh, we're just lucky it didn't hit us. So basically, we have set it up. It's a one-sider, so it will start facing the right side to the enemy and circle it. And that's what it does. The anti-torpedo torpedoes, they're going out here, going towards these huge torpedoes coming against us, and these are very scary. And here you can see our flak system is actually aiding with shooting at these a little bit too. We have more of them popping in there, another stream, and there you could see some shots. You can see the diff guns. Let's see if we get a good shot of that. Bam! 3 diff guns hit. You can see the missile or the torpedo was so much slower now. It really did some good damage there. Bam! And then they could finish them off. So you might think that anti-torpedo diff guns is silly, but I will tell you, it's actually pretty cool. It works. So yeah, the really big missiles that the Strongholds throws at you, together with the really big torpedoes, that's some scary stuff, man. And that's one of the challenges we had to solve. And solving this issue opens up for us to actually make sure that this thing can even beat a Stronghold, which we're going to try to do. We're going to set this up, try to make it beat the Stronghold. Oh no, this one got through. Darn it. Didn't do too much damage because it was kind of damaged already, but still. Yeah, but that's one of the challenges we have to beat if we want to make a ship that beats a Stronghold. And as said, we're going to try and make a ship that's basically half the cost of the Stronghold, but still manages to beat it. So that's of course a big challenge, but let's remove everything on the table here and let me show you the next iteration of the ship. Now, one thing I had a little bit of an issue with was that the ship was too slow. I didn't like the speed of it. So, since our Captain Scoobyrocks wanted us to have a little bit of a steampunk-ish design and a little bit of diesel-punky design, I was thinking, what if we add steam like pods, like the things, like the likes you would have on a Zeppelin, but on the side, slung under the hull. And these provide, of course, it's like 45,000 thrust, so these propellers really push this thing forwards. And by adding this here and here, we now have a vessel that's moving at a much higher speed. We have some stability issues, but as we can see for the top speed, our top speed is 27 meters per second if we're not trying to turn all this much and just messing everything up. But yeah, so now we have propellers here. We have propellers under it to boost with speed, but on the both sides, as well as a little dedicated steam setup for just that. And that helps enormously much with getting speed. We also have a little sonar decoy down here to make sure we are safe. Now I'm controlling all the turrets, I see. Anyways, they keep us from being more happy. Yeah, very nice. So let us see if there's anything else we have missed. I'm controlling all the turrets. We're continuing to build on the deck, and everything is looking dandy and nice. Well, let's look at the next version. And there we are. The build is progressing. We've added some laser and munition warners to detect incoming shells. There you can see we have added the top deck, and we have actually installed another APS CWIS system. This thing is a This is a kinetic CWIS system, a very nice one at that. This system provides shooting down incoming missiles, incoming cram shells, and incoming torpedoes, because this shell has super cavitation rounds, just as the diff guns below, of course, so it can actually engage, well, things in the water, targets coming at us in the water. So here we have the second layer of this sandwich. We have some beautiful lamps going on there, and we also added a new spot for a anti-missile missile turret. And as I said before, my little anti-missile turret does provide great bearing and have a great chance to hit incoming volleys of both crams and like missiles. So that's really nice. As you probably also can see on how the ship moves, we have improved the rollers, pushers, altitude, pitch and roll control and all that jazz to make this thing move stably through the water. So even though we're turning now, we're not tilting, and we are a pretty stable platform with a speed of 22-24 meters per second, just cruising around. So that is pretty nice indeed. And here we have the next iteration. This ship is really taking shape now, and we have added the little command deck going on there. As we can see here, if we explore the ship going around here, we have like utilized most of the area on the ship's hull here. Now for some reason I'm trying to control the turrets almost, but yeah. In any case, we have this little nice integrated tubes and stuff like this, just adding to this mechanical steampunk-y feeling, while still remaining true to, well, I don't know, diesel punk armaments-ish, with all the firepower and all that stuff. So, well, let's just aim back the cannon steer. Thank you. And we should be checking here. I added some interesting patterning here, you can see, to make it have some texture and look a little bit nicer. We want it to have some kind of structural integrity feeling. You really want to make sure it looks like it's made to be solid. Inside of this, we basically have some hidden beams to provide, well, the connection of the LAM systems. And on top of here, we have the beautiful Army of Gmodism Invictus flag, together with a rangefinder, radar tracker, laser tracker, camera tracker, a little kind of detection up top there to provide more trackings, and a little 360 camera to ensure detections from all sides, as well as smoke dispensers and laser warners and stuff like that, because we just don't want to be fried by lasers. Now this is pretty empty as for now, but as you can see, we also added an additional little IR camera to detect enemies to our right. And we want an IR camera because some of these turrets, in particular this one I believe, and this one, they are set up to specifically target hot blocks, because we want to make sure we wreck anything important that people may want to put shields in front of. And shields are hot, and we're gonna snipe them. So yeah, the other AI is like shooting at clusters. And none of these turrets have super cavs, so this ship is basically set up in order to shoot at things above the surface. This is not an anti-submarine ship in any shape or form. It can pretty reliably defend against submarines thanks to its anti-torpedo defenses, but it can't take them out really at all. This is an anti-surface and anti-air type of vessel. And as said, this is specifically honed to take out the Stronghold in particular. So we have continued to build. This is the next iteration, and we have added extra anti-missile turrets going on here. We have these here. We have the insulated lamps going on there too, which I did showcase before, I believe, but you never know, I might have missed something. Now we have added a heat decoy here, so if we have any heat missiles, they might actually aim at this spot. They should actually aim at this spot, and then it will most definitely miss us altogether. Very nice, is it not? We have added some munition detectors on these things to make our lamps and, well, flags and all that be better. And we have added this little radar-looking tower, but with a camera on top of it, and a radar decoy to make the radar missiles try and shoot at basically this little camera, and this means that they'll probably just miss. And I just thought that even though this is a decoy, I wanted to make it look like some sort of crane of some kind that you would like. For example, if we would dock this ship back at our home base, we would want to load ammo, and we would take the carts here and drag them up, and you could imagine this could be used as a little train, because otherwise it would be very hard to refill the ammo of these top turrets. That's the thought of it anyways. I thought it looked pretty cool too. Probably mainly that. But yeah, we have added this little protruding extra deck here too, and we're having a anti-missile missile. And I kind of want to expand a little bit on the superstructure, and we're gonna see how we're gonna do that. And here we have AoG M for main. Captain Scoobyrocks is of course the name of the AI controlling this vessel. Yeah, so let's see how this iteration deals with the barrage of the Stronghold. So we are shooting towards it, and a barrage comes in here. You can see the kinetic seaways system, the flak and everything. They're trying to shoot them, and yeah. But this barrage, we still need to boost the system a little bit. I think our lamps may be a little bit too weak to actually take it out. When they come more sporadically, we have absolutely no problem, but the scary barrage of shots incoming like this, it's just some really scary stuff. It's actually a great way to overwhelm your enemy's defenses. It's very, very hard / extremely expensive to make a system that actually can deal with that. But here we could see my missiles interceptors actually dealt with that. Now when they all come, doesn't come at once, only a few shots do get through. But I would suspect we'll need to upgrade this a little bit in the future, even though it's pretty strong. We should also limit the range of the lamps to make sure they're only shooting at perhaps 150 to max 200 range. I think we may already have set that up. Our problem is just that some of our lamp nodes are not very happy. Some of our lamp nodes are quite not happy indeed. So yeah, that's that. Our combined anti-munition systems do a pretty good job at keeping us rather safe. And here we have the last iteration of this ship for this episode. We are soon completing it actually. I have expanded the deck a little bit with this little protruding part in order to have more of our 1337mm cast bronze crams. Just to add some extra firepower going on there. These are long barrel ones. We have some long barreled ones on top of here. And yeah, we're really moving forward with this design. I think it's looking pretty cool, and our combat effectiveness is improving. So yeah, thanks for staying on this little journey so far. Next episode we are going to make the final fixes and adjustments, mainly, I think at least. We're not 1000% sure we're actually going to do that, but I will try to finish this ship during the next episode of this little building a Battlecruiser series for our fantastic Captain Scoobyrocks. So, of course, stay tuned, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and if you enjoy this, do like this video so someone else may find it. Yeah, we added some shields here to protect the armor from one side. We could add it to the other side as well, of course, but I just think this looks so darn cool. I kept it open on this side and kind of defended on this side, because remember, this is a right-sider only. But anyways, we'll be back with more additions next time, and we should also do some battle testing then to actually see how well we are able to defend ourselves and maybe even take out this stronghold, which would be cool since it's double the cost. In anyways, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, and if you want to support the channel even more, you can of course become a commissioned officer in the army of Gmodism like our honored Captain Scoobyrocks. I'll see you next time. This is your host Gmodism, we're signing out.